Welcome to Orlando, Florida, and the campus of UCF. The Knights are ready to rock an FBC Mortgage Stadium, already bouncing as these fans have been preparing since early this morning. As we wind our way toward the end of another college football season, one of the grand traditions is paying tribute and respect to those who have just poured their souls into the success of this program and honor the seniors on Senior Day. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Iowa State Cyclones, taking on another Big 12 foe, the UCF Knights. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Knights will put total leather to crank us up. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Cyclones offense will get the first possession of the game. And as we watch this wide receiver come onto the field, when you have a dude like this, you find ways to get him the ball over and over again, no matter what the defense tries to take away.
Yeah, because the defense can't win. Whether you double team him, we're still going to win. And they're going to give him the ball in quick passes. They're going to throw it deep, and they're going to take advantage of him every opportunity they can. They will feed him. They will feature him because he's just that good.
And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. From the gun, the running back has it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
Facing a 3rd down and short from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. Quickly out to the tight end. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? Gets the first one of the day out of there. He ought to be fresh. They only used him twice in that victory last week. The Knights offense will try to get something started with their first possession. This matchup on the outside, Jesse, a big play weapon for the offense, a shutdown corner for the D.
They say big-time players make big plays in big games, so who gets the best of this matchup? That's going to determine the game.
I mean, such a fun chess match. How much are they on each other during the game, the head-to-head matchup that everybody wants to see?
They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. The Knights racing to the line in the hurry-up. They'll keep it on the ground. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. 3rd and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Caught in the backfield, it's Simon. Gets away from one, he's got space. And he can't hold on to the ball at the end of this big game. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
The more hats you have near the football, the more likely you are to cause a fumble. So many guys with their hands wrapping around guys, the ball's bound to pop out occasionally, and you got to be in the right place at the right time.
Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. The give to the lone running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Quickly to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
Well, this tight end, he's got size and he's got some athleticism. He's very difficult to cover one-on-one. Defense is going to have their hands full with him today.
Fires to the right. And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd down. The Cyclones will call on their punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He gets a block. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Ball security always paramount. That football must be riveted to your rib cage, Jesse, and it wasn't last time.
And look, he knows that that happens again. He's going to find himself on the sideline. So this is going to be a dude very motivated to make some plays on this drive.
Yeah, and I think it's frustrating, but you got to put it behind you. You got to move on. And this offense has to go through him anyways. You got to be able to run the football and have some balance.
A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop. They'll try to power their way ahead. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker. The Knights send out the punt unit. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Gets the first one of the day out of there, and we saw a lot of him in that loss last week, 4 times to be exact. Iowa State sending the offense back out. They've got the big fellas out there, a 3 tight end look on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. Still on his feet at the 45. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
How about the left side of the line getting off the ball, creating some holes for that running back to get through, make the big play on the handoff to the left.
When something works that well, you might as well go right back to it. I mean, they showed no indication that they could stop it.
I like to go back to it and hurry up. Get to the line of scrimmage quick, run it again.
And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain. Look, you can't take away everything, right? So you give them that and rally and make a solid tackle.
Yeah, and a lot of times in zone coverage, I like when I can get all the eyes on the quarterback. I like when I can see the routes and see him develop in the middle. And you could tell they had keys on the tight end. He wasn't going anywhere after he caught that football.
You know, and that's why this guy can play 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down. You've already seen him earlier in the drive rip off some nice runs, but he can catch the football as well. And they're going to find ways to get him going in all sorts of ways, but you're seeing it specifically on this drive.
Kind of like that big, reliable security blanket. And that's what tight ends are a lot of the times. They're just usually big, huge guys that if I throw it anywhere near him, he's going to pluck it, catch it, and give me some positive yards.
After that last completion, it's 2nd down. Wrestled down at the 26. It's a gain of 4.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so 3rd down becomes an easier down. It's not 3rd and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options are the table.
On 3rd and short, the power run here. Brought to the ground, but not before getting enough for the 1st down.
And listen, the offensive line has to do their job, but a really good job by the running back, understanding where his hole is. Go hit it, get the 1st down, don't mess around. Nice job following his hole, getting positive yards.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. And it looks as if they buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. He's looking to throw. This time he's got it. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
They'll run it on 1st and goal. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry. Can the defense stop them again on 2nd and goal? Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Sometimes you see the offenses sort of settle in, find areas to probe after that 1st quarter. They'll give it another shot on 2nd and goal from the 4. He's looking to throw. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball. Let's see what the offense dials up on 3rd and goal.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. They're going to throw it on 3rd and goal. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hand and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. Oh, the attempt is no good. Kicker couldn't quite get it through, and the scoreboard remains the same.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Snagged in the middle. It's Davis. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
I think they tried to slip it to that tight end really quickly and get him the football and create some space and maybe try to make a play, but the defense said no. There is nowhere to go. Defense actually gets him for a loss.
And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
So it's 3rd and long, and this quarterback right now has got to be expecting pressure. So you want to know where your hot routes are. You got to know where your best one-on-one matchup is. But understand this, we're still in the first half. If the defense gets you, the tip of the cap, you can take a sack. Punting the football at this stage of the game is okay.
He gets just a few links away from that 1st down marker as they almost convert on 3rd down there. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. Coverage team gets the job done, and they'll mark him down at the 38-yard line. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just...
And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
They tried to go play action, but that did not affect the defensive tackle. He was bull rushing his guy, collapsing the pocket, and he comes away with a sack.
They'll run play action. Steps away to find some room. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
The quarterback's accuracy goes way down when you start to get him on the move. And you want to make it go way down even further? Pop that sucker. Nice job making him move, scramble out to his left, and then getting a good clean stick on him. That's 2 things he has to think about on one play.
Hit as he throws. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. And the Cyclones will try to pin them back with the punt. He'll try to really get into this one. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Wants to throw on 1st down. Caught over the middle. It's Pittman. They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. The Knights will hustle to the line. Quarterback on the keeper. Got the 1st down and more. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. They'll put the tight end in motion. Touch pass on the right. They'll pick up 4, 2nd and 6 coming. Quick tempo here for the offense. Brown will throw it. Got his man in the middle. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. Coming to the line of scrimmage on 3rd down. To the ground to try to move the chains. They were all over him, nowhere to go as that third down play turned into a disaster. And now on fourth down, they'll try a field goal. He'll swing that big leg for 3 from 44 yards out. Splits the uprights right down the middle. And with that, they break the seal on the scoring. It's 3-0. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. Iowa State sending the offense back out. 3 tight ends in the formation on 1st and 10. The give to the back. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Quarterback checking off. To the ground. He's got it again. Couldn't fight his way out of his grasp.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Fires downfield. Got his man. Hit the afterburners, kid. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30.
What a beautiful throw and catch on this play, and I love the job the receiver did tracking the ball in the air. Nice job of locating the throw and then hauling it in.
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Finds his big tight end. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if he can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. He's looking to throw. Dances away to buy time. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
And that's why you always want to be pursuing the football. QB's scrambling, he rolls out to the right, but don't quit if you're on defense. Get somebody after the QB. They got to him, they hit him, and forced the incompletion.
They want to just keep throwing it. And this one's going to be incomplete. He was trying to make the connection in the back corner of the end zone. And on 4th down, they'll try to salvage the drive with a field goal. And he'll try it from the right hash, and the angle shouldn't be too bad from this distance. Splits the uprights. It's good. And that's going to tie it up. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, we've got a final from arguably the best rivalry in the sport, the game between Ohio State and Michigan. Ohio State looked dominant in a victory that was never really in question. That offense had zero problem putting up points, not unlike the days of Stroud and Fields and so many greats before them. No cupcakes this week, fellas. This top 15 battle was much anticipated, and at least one side can say it's a game they'll savor for some time.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into faith. your game plan.
The Knights want to crank the tempo. Brown wants to pass. Looking to the big tight end. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On second down, he'll let it fly. Gonna take a shot. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a third down. Boy, guys, they got off to a great start with that big first play on this drive, but now a couple of incompletions leaves them in a hole. That's caught. It's Richardson. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. The Knights have it with a 1st and 10. That was a nice pickup, running the drag route and finding that quiet, soft spot in the zone.
Yeah, drag routes not only work against man coverage, they work against zone too. If you can find the soft spot and the quarterback gets it to him early, he can turn upfield. We saw that right there.
He's back to throw on second down. Connection to the right. Touchdown, UCF! Made the grab and finished the deal in the end zone.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is true, and they're on top by 7. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And the finisher coming courtesy of that touchdown toss from 45 yards out. The ball squirts through the end zone. That'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. Line gets set, 1st down. He wants to throw. Flushed out of the pocket. He finds his man. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver. And you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
And he's just run out of bounds, maybe living to fight another day there. It'll be a loss on the play. Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll take a deep shot here. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. The Cyclones will line up to punt it away. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt. He will signal for the fair catch and take it just inside the 35. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Trying to find his man on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Got some of the work done on 1st. Now let's see what they have on 2nd down. This defense will try to keep everything in front. Brown will throw it. Quickly complete. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. They'll have just enough time to get 1 more snap before the half. He'll take a shot. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty. 1st half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, looks like we've got a great scene there in Orlando. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between 3rd down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen and panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. With that said, let's send it back to the guys inside the bounce house.
All right, Kevin, about ready to start the second half here. And the Cyclones will boot it away to start the second half. On the move from inside his 5. And the return man has no place to run, no place to hide, and a place to be tackled. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. For this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing, get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. They'll pick up the first down as he gets it out to the 27-yard line.
Well, the offense knew what they needed to get that first down, so they dial up the running play, and they get just enough to keep the drive alive.
The Knights with the 1st and 10. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Complete to the left. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Out of the gun to give to the back. And a decent gain there before the defense makes the stop. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. From the gun, leaves it on the inside with the back. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks. The Knights want to move quickly. Motion from the offense. Softened him up with a run, now to throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Now 2nd and 10. Brown wants to pass. Throwing right. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
They were really starting to put a drive together. But after a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. He's going for it all. He got it. Takes it to the house. Touchdown, Knights.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point pushes the lead to 14. So a drive there of 85 yards. And the score comes on a 35-yard pass for 6. Here's the return from inside his 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Iowa State sending the offense back out. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great, so I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
He makes the tackle at the 33 after a pickup of 5.
Well, I know this is an offensive line that has a ton of pride, and they want to come out each and every game and really impose their will on the D-line. They got just enough push there on that run play to pick up the first.
It's caught. Good pickup there as he gets the first down, and they'll mark him at the 48. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Off-play action on first down. Fires to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And he was loose and in the open field and on his way. A tremendous pickup on that one.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. An attitude run as he's dragged down after a pickup of 6 down to the 14.
You know, with defense, it's this pick-or-poison game, right? Like, I got to play a little bit soft and make them run the football, but when I do that, I give the running back space, and right there you could tell he takes advantage of it.
He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels.
And now a big third down coming up. Down multiple possessions. This is one, Palmer, I'm looking for 6. I'm not trying to kick a field goal. I want to cut into this lead with a touchdown.
No, you got to have it. And also, considering all of that, this is 4-down territory too. So you need to identify who are your best players on offense and how can you give them a chance to score this touchdown.
And I love when my quarterback sees zone and knows exactly where to go with the football. Sees the wide receiver running the drag route, knows when to throw it, pulls the trigger for the easy completion.
So 3 previous red zone trips and 3. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cyclones! Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And then sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Houston is currently working from behind, but how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Cincinnati. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Throws to the wideout. Hauls it in. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. Oh, man, did he turn that one loose and fired it into the teeth of the zone.
And you know as a quarterback, Reese, when you're throwing it to the perimeter of the field on these curl routes, you've got to have some heat. You've got to have arm talent to get that ball out quickly into the hands of your receiver before all those defenders can get to it. Man, this QB's got a game.
Running back searching for a hole. Stopped at the 41-yard line after the 5-yard gain. The Knights want to pick up the tempo. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. And he'll make the catch at the 50. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. They're going to run it. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They give it to him again. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, UCF! And these guys just score from anywhere out there. After that drive, it sure looks that way.
And that's what separates really good offenses from great offenses. When you're backed up in a bad position and you can still fight your way out and go get you a touchdown, that's a great drive by the offense.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go.
And he'll pull it in inside the 20. Slippery slide, find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Iowa State.
And what nice play design. You get your speedster, you put him in the slot, usually get a better matchup, and then what do? You fade him towards that sideline, run a go. Nice ball thrown way out wide. He just runs underneath it and just too much speed. Couldn't catch him. Gets in the end zone for 6.
On to attempt the try. And the extra point is good as they close to within a touchdown, 24-17. Kickoff team lining up to send this one away.
UCF 24, Iowa State 17.
He'll take the return, try to get better field position. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. Final play of the quarter coming. From the gun, the ground game. They knock him down behind the line, and the defense finishing this third quarter in style. And you want to talk about his favorite receiver, it might be everybody based on the number of guys getting touches and a chance to show off their hands in the passing game. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. He'll pull it on the read. Finds a crease at the 20. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29.
Well, this is one of the fastest quarterbacks in college football, and that's why the option's a good idea, because if he can get out in space and he has a chance to get downfield, he is really difficult to tackle, and he's very difficult to catch, as you saw in that last play, getting a first down.
Defense closed down quickly after a gain of 3. They'll mark it at the 32. The Knights moving quickly to the line. They've been running it, but now the pass. Quickly complete. And another big game for this offense. They are putting explosive pass after explosive pass up in this one.
You know what's interesting? At this point of the game, with the lead in the fourth quarter, the defense is expecting them to run the ball, and because they're putting so many guys close to the line of scrimmage, they're taking advantage, throwing it. 2 straight completions now back-to-back.
And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And he's a real nowhere man tackled in this no-gain land. Brown will throw it. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Now well within striking distance as that third down play gets him a first at the 29.
Man, even when you're right, you're wrong. Defensively, you had a good play call on. You took away all the throwing options. You got some initial pressure on the quarterback. You're losing late in the game. You just need a play to get off the field. But because of this guy's athleticism and speed, you just don't have the answer. And now your back is up against the wall.
And a pickup of 8 opens a world of opportunities on 2nd and 2. The Knights have pushed it inside the 20. Holds and fires complete to the right. Touchdown, Knights! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. Boy, do they need that score. Gave them a little cushion as they try to put a stop to this 2-game slide.
When you've got a losing skid, there's nothing like some good old home cooking. They came back home, and they have played an outstanding game. And let's give this crowd a helmet sticker. They've been so loud. You know they've impacted this game, and that's the beauty of college football, helping their team get back in the win column.
Ready to try the point after.
Is on for the extra point.
And the extra point is true, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the 4th. Just about set to kick it away.
UCF 31, Iowa State 17.
Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. Iowa State sending the offense back out. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Reacted well to the tip and just couldn't squeeze the football. Instead of the turnover, it'll be 3rd down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. He fires a bullet to the right. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
After that incompletion, 4th and long now on your own side of the field, you're trailing in the 4th quarter. What's your go-to play call here in the passing game? Where is the matchup that you trust?
He'll take the deep shot. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. On that last drive, defense had no idea what was happening, run or pass, and it wound up in the end zone, Jesse.
Yeah, you saw the experience in this offense that last drive, too, on that.
Touchdown, UCF! And they take it in for 6 more points. They're now in really good shape to get back into the win column as they extend the lead here late.
And this offense continuing to put up points. This game's out of reach. You know you're going to win, but still throwing the football, still finding that connection. I imagine there'll be some salty handshakes at the end of this game.
They'll try to tack one more on their score.
For the extra point.
And the extra point splits the uprights, and they're up a full 3 touchdowns, a 21-point cushion in the 4th. Kickoff team has the ball teed up, and they're about ready to go. No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Iowa State has the ball back. The Cyclones ready to go on offense. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points, and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Yeah, and I think you know the situation as a defender, and you know you're up by a score, and you know exactly what's going on with the offense. They got to make some big plays here in the fourth quarter. Nice job playing the deep ball, staying deep, and not giving up the big play.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job of it.
They'll throw it on first down. Fires to the middle. Got his man downfield. And this defense is a half a beat behind. They just can't quite keep up. They've got it down to the 21. The Cyclones have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking to the big tight end. He makes the catch. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. And the Cyclones have it in scoring position on 1st and goal. He wants to throw it again. Snags it. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards.
And makes the grab in the end zone. Touchdown, Cyclones!
Iowa State.
That dude's really big. How in the world did they lose him?
Because down here he does a lot of blocking. You play a lot of man coverage in the red zone. And what do? Peek in the backfield, and you lose the big fella. I don't know how he lost that big of a guy, but he lost him.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. He'll bring it out. It's Richardson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Looking for a productive play on first down. They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. Clock continues to run, and they'll be happy to wind it all the way down before they snap it. Brown wants to pass. And here's the pick, and oh, did they need that right now. And after the interception and the turnover, this defense has set its offense up for business.
You know, could that be the play that changes the momentum now in this game? Remember, they're down, and it seems like the opponents got this game in hand, but because of that interception, could that be the play now that generates the momentum to give them a spark to maybe come back and steal this game?
Iowa State sending the offense back out. First down here with time for maybe one more play until the 2-minute warning. Use the play fake, now to throw. It's complete. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. 1st and goal, and this feels like their chance to give them a finish. Power ahead. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Iowa State.
Iowa State.
And listen, still a ways to go. But great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a one-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
PAT unit on the field. And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Kansas State looked like a serious force in what can only be described as a dominant win. This is a program that's won before, and they might just add some more hardware before this year is out. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. They created a lot of breathing room with that first play of the drive. Now first down from the 39. Power football with the run. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible.
Timeout, Iowa State.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. They'll run it from the gun. One-step wrap, two-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. Third and short from the 44, and we might know if they plan to go for it on 4th down by what they call here. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down. The Knights come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
Well, that's kind of the advantage of 3rd and medium, right? Is the defense, you keep them guessing. You could throw it, you can run it. That time they hand it off, and they pick it up.
Yeah, and you can see the D drop back a little bit. It creates a little bit of space. The running back blasts through, gets the first down.
This one was a lot like a tennis match, back and forth, up and down, and they just couldn't quite score enough and get the key stop to get the win.
And defenses have changed, right? It's not about limiting to low points anymore, but you got to find ways to create turnovers and get that ball back to your offense so they can do their damage. Defense just needed to create a few more opportunities.
I think it just came down to individual effort on the defensive side of the football for this team. Somebody needs to step up in big moments and big games and make the play to win. We didn't see it happen today.
That's going to do it for us. For Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, our entire broadcast team, I'm Reese Davis. This has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.